Hey everybody, very brief update tonight. Got a bag from Napa. As you can see, the engine's in and totally painted now. Got my original valve cover from the other engine installed, and I think it looks so much better. I had to ditch the blue. I couldn't take the two different colors, so I just painted the whole thing Alpine green, like Detroit diesel green, and I think it looks a lot better, so let me know what you think. I got my alternator and power steering pump mocked up. These are from Davis Speed Equipment. They make all kinds of really cool stuff for the 235, 250, and 292. Because this engine originally had the alternator down here and it had no power steering, so I definitely wanted power steering with this setup. So that's where that came from. I'll put a link in the description to this kit. They have several different kits. I have a single pulley water pump pulley, and I wanted to stick with that, so that's why I picked this specific kit, because it drives off a double power steering pulley and a single water pump pulley, so that was just what worked for me. So in the bag I have belts, so I want to get my hoses run. That'll be in the next video. But before I did that, I wanted to install the belts and tension it so that everything was in the exact spot it's going to be. Then I'll put the grill in and then run my fittings and lines. Since this isn't going to have a traditional Jeep body, I'm not worried about so much where the lines are going to go. I'll try to do it without cutting the grill, but my grill's in a different spot anyway. So the fittings I have might not even work. I don't really know, but yeah, so we're just gonna start doing that and go from there. If you have this setup, I'm going with a 32-inch alternator belt and a 45-inch water power steering pump belt. So let's slap these on and see if they fit. Always keep the sleeves. My Napa's really good about letting me bring them back and get a different one if I got the wrong size, but hopefully we got the right size. So let's put them on there. Everything's installed and tensioned. I already used some straight edges and some other proprietary methods to align everything, and it looks pretty good. The 45-inch belt is perfect for the power steering. I'm at the very bottom of adjustment on the 32-inch alternator belt, so probably could have gone with a 33, but if it stretches, it's just gonna fit better. It wasn't that hard to get on, so I'll probably stick with a 32. When I did my initial measurements, I had a scrap 32-inch belt, but it was a skinnier one and it slid down in the pulley, so it actually was up here in the adjustment. But a 45 and a 32 should work fine. I'd rather have a little room to tension it as it stretches. But these are the heavy duty, I think they're heavy duty, yeah, heavy duty belts from Napa, and I'm happy with that. It's the brackets came with good instructions, but they're black and white pictures, and it's kind of hard to see exactly how it lines up, but I think it's going to be pretty good, and it's super easy to work on. My goal with this build, it's kind of like the opposite of the rotary build. It's all very basic stuff that you can buy cheap pretty much anywhere. So like my Napa has pretty much everything on this in stock. So like hoses, plugs, wires, belts, alternators, power steering, carburetor. This is about as basic and easy to work on as it gets. The inline 6. So this thing hopefully will be, I don't know why I did air quotes there, hopefully be really reliable and simple. That was my goal. So here's a close-up of the pulley and belt setup. So really pretty basic, but I think the bracket kit was about $170, and I just couldn't make it. I had some I could make it, but I'd still be working on it and it wouldn't turn out this nice, and we're just real happy with how easy it was to install. The adjustability works with several different alternators and power steering pumps. These are just ones I had, and they're GM, so you still have room to get your cap out. So filling the power steering pump will require a funnel as opposed to having it up here, but just to save me from having to buy another water pump pulley, I was able to do that. And this is the taller style pump. If I end up replacing this, I'll get the shorter one, and that will make it even easier. In the next video, we're going to make custom hoses and get the fittings to adapt. This is a later model metric style Saginaw box with the O-ring fittings, and an early Saginaw GM style pump with the flared fittings. Speedway hooked me up, so I got a kit that has, these aren't just regular fuel lines, this is an actual power steering kit. So there's a pressure and a return line. They're rated for power steering pressures. And in the kit you could get the fittings you need. So I have 45s for at the box, I have a 90 for at the pump, and then these are the fittings to convert the metric style power steering box, like the O-ring, to the -6 flare. And then, so for the lines. And then for the pump side, it has the regular 3/8 flare to -6, so I can make my lines work from there. So I was also looking at making this myself and trying to find factory hoses that line up. And from Speedway, this was so cheap, I'd waste more time running back and forth to Napa trying to get hoses that would kind of stick out and be all weird. So now I can make this as clean as possible and just have it work. So I know this wasn't a very meaty video, but I want to try to be more accountable and keep you guys in touch with what I'm doing on the project. It's going to move fast from here now, hopefully. I still have the entire body and roll cage and brakes and wiring and all that to figure out, but this is already insured and registered, and I have the plate for it, so as soon as it's safe, it'll be ready to roll. So I'm really motivated. A lot of times I build stuff and then I'm waiting on the title and the DMV and the plates and all that. This is the opposite. So now I'm doing ground up, and the body's gonna be a lot of work. It'll be a work in progress, but I'm excited. Spring's not that far away. I want to have this done by the time the weather gets nice so we can get out and enjoy it. But I'm starting to see the picture now, so hopefully you are as well. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.